everyone. I'm Michelle Perez, Future Director with Sensi Family, and today is Monday, June 22nd, and I'm coming to you with a short training segment today, and this is for our Team Vision Conquerors who are with Sensi Family, and it's also for anyone who has a direct selling business or a business of their own, and they want to get training, and they want to be motivated and encouraged to grow their business. Today, I want to talk about our most important story, our why. And this is a training I got from a spring sprint a few years back. And it's not really a training where I give you a lot of information. It's more of a training where I ask you questions and you write them down and you take time to complete them. Because it's very important for us to understand our story, our why. It's important for us to write about it, our purpose, write our story. It's important for us to have all of that as a part of us so that we know every day why we're doing what we're doing, what our story is about, how our story and our life and our journey is changing with and through our company. And it's just something that it grows. It's not something where you'll answer the questions I'm going to give you today and that's it. No, this is something that changes and grows. So you come back to it. You write it down, you answer the questions, you come back to them, and you see how your journey progresses and how your journey and your story changes through the years. So this is very important. It's the most important story. It's our story. It's your story. It's your why. And great people think differently. So there's no right answer to these questions. This is a personal survey, inventory. It's a personal, our personal experience that we're going to write down on paper. We're going to have it with us. And we're going to see how, as the time progresses, we grow, our story grows, our journey grows, and everything changes. So you write your story, and your story has your action plan as well. So you're writing your story and you're writing your action plan, your 15 minutes of daily activity, your SMART goals, specific, measurable, attainable goals. You write them down along with your story. And so your story is your purpose, it's your why, it's your motivation, it's your encouragement. But along with that, you have your plan of action, right? You have your objectives, how you're going to do what you're going to do. And you tweak that and you restructure it and you change that around. But, you hold the encouragement that someone else needs to hear. So not only is your story encouraging to yourself, but you hold keys, you hold an encouragement, you hold motivation, you hold a blessing that someone else out there needs to hear it. Maybe you haven't found that person yet. Maybe you found someone. There's someone else. There are people who are waiting to hear our story. They're waiting to hear what we've been through, what we've come through, and where we are now and where we're headed for the future. And that's encouragement, that's motivation, that's a blessing for someone who feels that they can't get out of the situation they're in. You never know, just by you sharing how little you've come, how far you've come, or right where you are in the middle, you never know how that's going to help, encourage, motivate, and bless someone. So the most important story, what is your why? What are you most passionate about in your life? And what are you most passionate about in your business? What motivates you to jump out of bed in the morning with a sense of joy? You must understand your why to create a plan for achieving what is most important to you. So get ready to create a new life story focused on your most deeply held values, beliefs, and goals. So this is it. You write your story, you write your why, you answer these questions, you make your plan of action, and in the mornings you're going to get up and you're going to want to work it. Because you have things to look forward to, you have things to accomplish, you have people to bless, you have lives to change. So when you write your story, your life story must address 3 important things. Now write these things down. It must address your purpose, truth, and action. Understanding what motivates you will help you create goals and objectives for the coming year and beyond. So sometimes maybe you've heard me or other people speak about writing goals, and you've wanted to write your goals and objectives, but you're not sure what your goals are. Okay, so now you have to sit down and you have to see, okay, in order for you to write down goals, they have to be goals that you want to reach. They have to be motivating. They have to be something that you really want. You're not just going to write a goal just to write a goal and to say, yeah, I'm writing a goal. No, your goal has to motivate you. So you have to understand, why are you working your business? Why did you join your company? You know, what situation were you in, or what situation do you see yourself? What's your vision in the future? Why did you join? Why is your why? What's your purpose? What motivates you? And then once you know what motivates you, is it helping other people? Is it getting your family out from where they are in this current situation? Is it providing support for your husband or for your spouse? Whatever it is, those are the goals that's going to motivate you. Those are the reasons that's going to motivate you to jot down your goals and to work towards your goals. So the first one we said was purpose, right? 3 important things that you need to understand when you're writing your story and when you're dealing with your own journey and your own story. The first one is purpose. What are the reasons behind the things I do in my business and my life? What's my purpose? What energizes me? What are my deepest values and beliefs? That's your purpose. Why are you here? Why are you doing what you're doing? Okay, so once again, you're going to write that down. Purpose. Write these questions down, and then you're going to answer them. You're going to take your time, and you're going to really spend some time on you, on yourself. What are the reasons behind the things I do in my business and in my life? Why do you do what you do? For your kids? For yourself? For your satisfaction? Because of something that happened in the past? Why do you do what you do? What are the reasons behind the things that you do? What energizes me? What gets you up in the morning? Your kids? Exercise? A situation that's going on? What are your deepest values and beliefs? So once you get clear on those 3 answers, you're going to understand your purpose. You know, some people's purpose in life are just to help others. Some people's purpose in life is to get their family ahead. Some people's purpose in life is to say, well, I'm not going to live the life that my parents led or that my family led. Some people's purpose in life is, I want to graduate college and get a degree no matter how old I am, because I'm the first one from my family to do it. Whatever energizes you to get up, whatever purpose you have, whatever value and belief you have, that's what you're going to write down. So the second one is truth. 3 most important things, 3 most important things about your story: purpose, truth, and action. Truth. Is the story I tell myself about my life true and honest? Are we just, fabricating or living a world where we wish that we lived, but it's not true? In order for you to find your story, it has to be truthful. You have to sit down and look at your life, look at yourself, look at your current situation, and say, okay, this is where I am on this journey. I'm not where I was, and I'm not where I want to be. I'm right here, right now. So what does my story tell others about myself, my life, in truth and in honesty? Have people influenced my story so it no longer reflects who I am and what I am passionate about? Sometimes we hear different stories from different people, and we get caught up in their story, and we sort of tend to, let me share that story because that story is more interesting. No, you are the interesting person. You come into contact with people, they want to get to know you. You don't have to share stories that you've heard. You share your own story because they're talking to you. You're being honest. You're being truthful. You're being transparent and clear. So don't let people influence your story. Your story is supposed to reflect your life, your beliefs, what you're passionate about, what you want to get, what your vision is. Are these parts of my current story, are there parts of my current story that are not true? Are those untruths keeping me stuck? So if there are parts of the story that are not true, or that we've put in some parts here and there to make our story more interesting, if our story is not 100% true and honest, it's not our story. So then again, it affects our purpose. We're focusing on someone else's story because we think it's more interesting or people are going to like it more, but then we're not really realizing that our story is what makes us get up and go. Our story is what gives us our purpose. It motivates us. It encourages us. So we have to keep truth. I mean, if part of our journey has things that we're not comfortable with talking about, we don't have to talk about it in detail, right? Our past is our past. And there will come a time when you will be able to freely talk about it, freely. And that's fine. That's part of the process. That's part of the journey. That's part of your story. That's fine. Just keep your story true. Be honest. Be transparent. Where are you on this journey right now? Where have you been? Where are you going? And and take those parts, the parts that you can share freely. But don't use other stories. Don't use other people. Keep it truthful. Keep it honest. Keep it as yourself. Because it's your purpose. It's your calling. You were created for a purpose and a calling. And until you find out what it is, you're not going to see people really be blessed. Because they want to hear from you. They want to get to know you. They want to be blessed, encouraged by you. So the third one, the three most important things about our story is purpose, truth, and action. We covered purpose, we covered truth, and now we're going to cover action. What actions do I need to take now to fulfill my true purpose? Will these actions bring me joy? Will I end up where I want to be if I act consistently? And that's the key. Actions that bring us joy. Sometimes we're so hurt from our past that we continue on this pattern of negativity, and it's not bringing us joy. And yet we choose to go on this pattern because we're hurt, because we haven't forgiven ourselves or those who hurt us, whatever it is. So we need to stop, pause, right? While we're looking through our purpose, we're looking to see how truthful we've been to ourselves and to others on this journey. We need to stop and take actions that fulfill our purpose. And the only actions that can fulfill our purpose are actions that bring us joy. Because if we're living a life that is not joyful, how are we going to fulfill our purpose? How are we going to bless others? How are we going to share? How are we going to be there for our family? If we're always grumpy and we're always negative, our kids are going to see that, our spouses are going to see that, and it's just going to be a downer. It's just going to be a negative downer on everything we do. So we can't choose negative actions. We choose them sometimes, right? And sometimes we tend to forget. Like it'll be an automatic thing where we choose to be negative all the time. But when we choose actions that will bring us joy, even though our circumstances are not one that we feel, I can't be happy. How can you talk to me about joy? You don't know what I'm going through. But you see, we choose every day. We choose to see our circumstances negatively or put a spin on it positively, knowing that if we put a spin on it positively, we're going to find that peace that we need, and we're going to bring that peace and joy to others. So the actions that I choose to do today and every day when I get up, those 15 minutes of action to produce income for my business, no matter how jam-packed my schedule is, if I choose to spend 15 minutes working on my business, whether it be calls, making samples, follow-up, delivering an order, whatever it is that I'm doing for 15 minutes at least every day, those actions, are they going to bring me joy? They're bound to bring you joy because you're working on something that you know is yours. You're working on something that's going to help you with your future goals. Will I end up where I want to be if I act consistently? If I get up every day and I spend 15 minutes at least working my business consistently, will I end up where I want to be? What about if I wake up every day grumpy and negative and let the situation and the circumstances and the negativity around me get to me? Are those actions bringing me joy? Will I end up where I want to be if I consistently act negatively and I don't let joy surround my daily life? So those are questions you have to ask yourself. At the end of your life, how do you want to be remembered? What do you want your friends and your family to say about you. Write your ideas and thoughts about this. They will become the foundation of your story. So at the end of your life, how do you want to be remembered? Do you always want to be remembered as someone who didn't know how to face challenges, or that was always negative and that always treated their family mean, didn't have time for their friends? Or do you want to be remembered as someone who was always joyful even in the midst of problems and situations? Someone who always had a smile on their face, someone who always had hope, someone who always said, you know what, I have hope and I have faith and I believe that in the end it will work out. I mean, how do you want to be remembered? As someone who came from a background, a family with no education, and you rose to the occasion and you were the first one to get your degree? Do you want to be remembered as someone who came from a life of struggle and who chose to follow their dreams, to follow their goals, who worked hard every day, who took daily consistent actions and achieved what no one in their family had achieved? What do you want your friends and family to say about you? Write those ideas down. That's going to be your foundation for your story. Because how do you want your friends to remember you? What do you want them to say about you? It's going to help you work towards doing that in your journey. So if you want people to remember you as a blessing, so start being a blessing. So how are you going to do that? Start being a blessing to people now. Once you have written your new story and defined your why on purpose, ask yourself 3 yes or no questions about your story. Write them down. Once you're done with your story, and remember, your story, you're always going to be rewriting it, changing it, and as you progress along your journey, your story's going to change, right? So once you've written your story, defined your why, your purpose, ask yourself 3 questions. Does it take me where I want to go? Is it grounded in reality? Does it take action that creates feelings of hope and joy? If you can answer yes to these questions, you are on your way to living your why with passion and joy. So if you answer no to any of them, then you have to sit down again and rethink it all and say, well, okay, if there's a no in here, then I need to change it to a yes, right? I need to change it to a yes so that I know that this is taking me where I want to go. It's going to take me to my goals. Is it grounded in reality? Is it the reality that I'm living now? I don't want to be fake. I want to be transparent. I want to be truthful. I want to be honest. And does it take actions that create feelings of hope and joy? Hope and joy. Not overwhelming stress, not fear. Hope and joy. That's what you want to get out of it, because that's what you want to give to others. So I hope this has helped you. It helps me, and rereading this again has helped me understand once again, why I'm doing what I'm doing. It may be taking me a while to get where I want to be, but I'm seeing that I'm getting there. So, I hope these little questions and tidbits help you start writing your story, and helps you start realizing your purpose, what you were created for. God created you with a purpose. He created you with a calling. And whatever it is, you're going to find it out. And it's going to be so much releasing for you. It's going to be like a release to know why you were created and why you're doing what you're doing. And because you chose the company you chose and you chose to start your business, you're going to incorporate that into whatever it is. And it's going to be amazing for you to see how you grow. Not only in your business, but in your life, with your family, in your everyday, enjoying your everyday life. I'm Michelle Perez. Once again, this has been a Monday Motive training. Get in touch with me. Let me know how this has helped you. And until next time, I hope you have a great and blessed day. Bye!